We started off doing lists. We did developers area, and then we did a single family rental, which was actually going to be a 3 unit before we had the garage. And along comes a live event, other people was Wright. So we had to start from scratch all again. We were students with TV real estate, and with the knowledge we had, we were able to then put all that into doing farm buildings, which is what we wanted to do when we started out. But we kind of got a little bit off track. So this is a few ideas about how to help people make the best decision that they go along. The tip number one that I have here is finding your niche. So your niche is more of starting at the end, and then you can work back to the beginning. Because when you start a journey, you have to know your destination in order to get there. So the tip number two is networking. You're all doing that tonight, so you're already partway there. But you can also do networking online. It's not just in person. In person, of course, a lot better. But when you're networking with like-minded people like you are doing here tonight, but you all have a common goal. You might not all want to do exactly the same thing, but you can share services and ideas. And also be able to talk about problems that you don't have. Some may have already had that problem and not how to solve it, which will accelerate the way you go on as well. So the tip number three is education. Education is the key to knowing what you want to do. Without education, you're not going to be able to do it very good. Do not take advice from a friend or a family member that thinks they're an expert but has never actually done anything. You know what I'm talking about. You've all got one of those family members. And then tip number five, my last tip for tonight, is taking action. All the education you get, all the networking you do, all the teams you have, it's not going to mean anything if you do not take action. If you don't take action, you will never see how far you could have gone in your niche. If you want to get together for a coffee or a chat or anything like that, or you want advice on coaching or where you want to go next, please reach out. I have some business cards over there. I'm not here to sell you anything or pressure anything. I just want to offer advice to help as many people as possible.
A lot of technical data, how many days on the market, how much properties are increasing month after month. That's fine. I do have a printed over there with all our information. There's no point in me standing up here telling you because you're not going to digest it. And it does change month after month after month. The one thing you should take away from today is that in Brandon, in 7 years I've been doing real estate, it's never gone down. I've never once sold a house and then resold that same house for less money. It always goes up, and I do have some stats on the amount that it goes up. So we'll get into that shortly. Just a little bit more about myself. I started a real estate course in Ontario back in 1996, and then I did a complete 180 and joined the Army for 21 years. And then I always thought when I'm done my year in the Army, I'm going to finish my course. I just so happened I was in Manitoba. So I did that course, finished it. I've been doing it for 7 years now. I'm actually the #1 real estate agent in Manitoba last year for one page, and I've done two in Canada, so what I'm going to do instead of giving those technical data is I'm going to talk to you about a formula that I use in my personal investing. It's nowhere near the scale of Darren is, doing a lot of multi-family dwellers, 6, 8, 10, 12 plexes. But I started with one house, and I think someone in here, so they started with a single house, we're trying to figure out how to get to the second house. Well, this is how you can do it. The first one is always the most difficult, but once you get that first one down, you start building equity, and the thing starts to snowball, and it just gets easier and easier and easier. In 2024, based on stats in Brandon, this is all Brandon related, that same property 5 years later is now worth $350,000 and some change. Add in that land transfer tax, and it's up to $75,462 for another property. Another similar property, and it's going to go up year after year after year. This is just single family detached properties because we get into multi-family, it's an entirely different beast, and you can't actually track that information where there are
I'm on the road for about 8 years, going on and on. I've done about 1,000 mortgage applications. It's simple. You need a mortgage, you come see me, right? We do a mortgage application, that part is the same as if you were walking to a bank or a credit union. But the difference with me is I can send that application to Scotiabank or TD or Access Credit Union or online banks like First National. So the whole idea to see me is I do the shopping around, just check your credit once, just do the application once, and shop around and find the best deal. And hopefully save you a bunch of money. If someone wants to use your service, how much do you charge them?
Great question. It's totally free. So let's say I send an application to Scotiabank and it closes, it funds. After possession day, that bank or whatever bank we choose sends me back a finder's fee as if to say, hey, you did all the work, you sent us a client. We're now going to make interest off of hundreds of thousands of dollars. So here's a few $100 as a finder's fee. So I don't charge you, the bank doesn't charge you, it's free. There's a few variables here, but if the house you're buying has a renter in it, and we can get a tenancy agreement, we can use that money right away, add it to your income to help qualify to buy that place. If it's empty, we can order a market rent appraisal and usually use a percentage of that to help qualify. So yeah, definitely rent can help you qualify to buy that place. I'd say there's 3 parts to qualifying for a mortgage. We need to prove your income. Documents, if you have a regular job, would be job letter, 2 pay stubs, the last 2 years T4s and notice of assessments. If you're self-employed, 2 years T1 generals. If you are incorporated, all of the above plus 2 years business financials. So that's proof of income. You have to check your credit. It should be good. If you pay your bills on time, you're probably okay. And you'll need down payment. There's a few rules around this. The government makes you provide a 90-day transaction history of your bank account to make sure you're not a drug dealer. If you have any cash under the mattress, I say get it into your account now, let it seed for 90 days so that when we print that history, it doesn't show up. So income, credit, down payment.